MRG_live. Said. G. Cody 8804. Said. Running to the store, will be back in 20. MRSJ the Mermaid. Said.
Hey, Mrs. J.
MRG Liv Keanu MR Glib Moses MRG LIVG.
Thanks for tuning in on Twitch. The stream comes in better on Twitch, guys, so if you hear me.
Stream Elements. Said. RG_live is now live. Streaming Just Chatting, Mr.G Hawaii, US States, California. Lit Geography class. I got. Said. Mr.G with a donation through Stream Elements, https://streamelements.com/mrg_live/tip. I got. Said. Can send Mr.G, Moses, and Keanu packages to 1170 New Avenue. P.O. Box 37305 Honolulu, Hawaii 96823. Stream Elements. Said. New merch is here, PogChamp, check it out, https://merch.streamelements.com/mrg_live. Countryman. Said. Do-do-do-da-do-da-do.
Google, pause. Hey Google, pause.
Mr. G, Mr. G, Mr. G, Mr.
Countryman said, time to smoke a blunt.
We got about 2 minutes. So smoke your blunts. And then I expect you to be in your seat to teach us smoking his blunts.
Countryman said, long.
Now let me welcome everybody to the Wild Wild West, a state that's untouchable like alien nest. The track hits your eardrum like a slug to your chest, like a vest for your Jimmy in the city of sex. We in that sunshine state where the bomb and sin be, the state where you never find a dance floor empty and pimp speed. On a mission for them.
Minute 40.
Money making machines serving fiends.
Where's my green, Dr. Dre?
Ever since Honeys was spelling Sassoon, now it's 95 and they clock me and watch me diamond shining, looking like a Rob Liberace. It's all good.
Alright, Liberace, pass the blunt now.
It's the bomb if the city make it pay. Throw up a finger and feel the same way. Straight putting it down for California, yeah.
No time to party. West Coast.
Stream elements, https://streamelements.com/mrg_live/4. Jennifer_Sanchez said, tears of joy. Jenny 50 said, I. Nessa_Ramo said, yes, food. Nightbot said, you can send us maybe Moses and Kiani packages to 1117 in Redwood. PO Box 37305 Honolulu, Hawaii 96823.
Shake it, Callie.
Stream Elements said, the new lectures hip hop chat, check it out, https://merch.streamelements.
Aloha, everybody. Welcome to my class. If you haven't noticed or learned already, today's class is all about the wonderful state of California, as Tupac and Dre pronounce it. So welcome to the class. Some familiar faces. Welcome Nesta. Welcome Countryman, Mrs. J. Thank you all for being here today. We're live on Twitch and YouTube. Hey Google, Volume 4. Hey Google, resume music. And we have, we're live on Twitch, we're live on YouTube. I have a great class for you guys today. It's all about the state of California. I was going to break it up into 2 classes doing the prep work for today because California is a big state. It's the biggest state in the United States. There's almost 40 million people that live there. Has a huge amount of culture, a huge amount of diversity, and I'm not using that word, and I'm actually using that word correctly. A lot of people throw that word diversity out like it's going out of style, right? But there's no better word to describe California. It's a diverse with its people, and it's diverse with its landscape. You have deserts, mountains, snow,
show love,
beaches.
One show love, one show love, one show
Hey, thanks for
love,
the donation.
one show
That's
love,
all right.
One show love,
Where's my
one
bell?
show love, one show
Yeah,
love,
shake it,
one
Vanessa.
show
All right,
love,
thank you so
one show
much.
love, one show love, one.
All right, thank you, Nessa. So, today we're going to learn all about the great state of California. We're going to learn about the foods as well. Later on this evening, we have a special guest teacher, Mr.J.R. will be here. And he has a wonderful late night class prepared for you guys. So we're going to go ahead and have a great hour-long or hour-and-a-half long class here. I'm going to wrap it up and recharge the equipment. And then Mr. J.R. is going to teach a class this evening as well. So, thank you all for being here. We'll start off with just a few fun facts about California, then we'll get into the fun lecture. I have some great images of California, many of which are iconic, like the Golden State Bridge, the Hollywood sign, the Hollywood Walk of Fame, and also I do have personal experiences with California as well, because I have been there many times. So, the capital, hey Google, turn it down a little bit. Hey Google, turn it down please. So, the capital of California is Sacramento. It's also known as Sacramento because it sucks. No getting around it, right? If you're in California and you're in Sacramento, then you're probably a loser, I guess. Okay, moving on. The Sacramento Kings, they were a really popular basketball team, but they always do suck as well. But they did have a run there with in the late '90s with Chris Webber, Bobby something, Peja Stojakovic, and a couple other guys. Rick Adelman, I believe, was their coach, and they actually should have made it to the NBA Finals. The Sacramento Kings back in the year 2000. They got robbed when the Lakers made it to the finals. Wait, no, was it 2000? No, it was 2003 actually. When the Lakers made it to the finals, but the Kings got robbed because of Billy Donahue was the referee then, and he was paid off by the Lakers franchise. Okay, so excuse me while I button my belt here. Oh, let me just turn on the. It's probably stagnant on the same shot. Let me turn on the autopilot here so you guys can get some zoom in action. Oh, it's green. What's wrong with me? See, that's what happens when you smoke a blunt before class, right? Alright, so if you want to know more about me, your teacher, Mr. G, I just put my website on the screen. I haven't been to it in a while. Hopefully it's working well. And today we're going to be learning all about California, the wonderful state of California. We're talking about Sacramento, California. So this right here is the Capitol building. This is the flag of California. It has a bear and a red stripe on it. The flag of California originates all the way back to 1846. It has a single star, a California grizzly bear, and a red stripe. And it's one of the most iconic flags in United States history. Right here. Alright. Some more fun facts about California. See, I think I don't know if the TTS is working or not. Usually it's working on Twitch and not on YouTube. But whatever you're watching on, that's fine. But yeah, I have I have a wonderful presentation! Fuck you, teacher! Shut up! He is crazy! No. Sometimes you just want to scream to you have a lot to say and you get tongue-tied. Don't worry, I'm not crazy. At least I'm not hallucinating. I'm neurotic. All right, welcome to California. So the largest city in California, the capital is Sacramento. It has a population of about 500,000. The metro population of Sacramento is about 2.5 million. Sacramento has more people than any state in the United States, 40 million people. It's also the sixth largest economy in the world. Bros, did you hear that? It's the sixth largest economy in the world with like almost $4 trillion. If California was its own state, its economy would be larger than every other economy in the world except for the United States. The United States would still be a larger economy even without California, but barely. Well, no, they would still be one of the top economies. But the only countries that have economies, have a gross domestic product larger than California is China, Japan, Germany, and the United Kingdom and the United States. Those are the only countries that have more money than California. California is so important because there's so much more money concentrated there than anywhere else in the world. Maybe other than Hawaii. Maybe other than Honolulu, Hawaii, where I'm at. There's a lot of millionaires and billionaires all concentrated in this small island. That's one reason why I live here. But we're going to learn about Hawaii next week, so you guys want to make sure to stay tuned for that class. But yeah, it's really fascinating when you think about it. California's economy is so large. That has to do with, population. It has so many people, 40 million people. But no, not necessarily population, because when you think about it, California's economy is larger than India's. And do you guys know how many people live in India? 1 billion. A freaking billion people live in India. Oh, I didn't put on the autopilot. Let me do that. Yes, 1 billion people live in India. All right, there we go. Now I can walk around the room. And the camera will follow me.
Fact about California. The highest point in the continuous US is Mount Whitney, and the lowest point in the entire country, Death Valley, are only 60 miles apart from each other.
Yo, who's teaching the class that, let me get to that, of course. I'm going to mention Mount Whitney and the Mojave Desert, actually. Death Valley is located in the Mojave Desert, which, Z is accurate, as the highest point in the United States, or the state of California has the highest point in the United States, Mount Whitney, and the lowest point in the United States, which is in Death Valley. Now, I'll show you a picture of Mount Whitney right here, in the corner. But Mount Whitney, a lot of mountain climbers have climbed to the peak of it. It's not only the highest point in the United States, but in North America.
Lesser_ammo said, no.
So Mount Whitney is the highest point. I'll show you some pictures of, I'll show you Death Valley. Mount Whitney is located in the Sierra Nevadas. The Sierra Nevadas are in Northern California. Like I said, California has a very diverse landscape, deserts, mountains. California. I was talking about the, and let me know if you guys have any broadcast issues or anything like that. But we were talking about the economy of California. So let's start with let's continue with the economy, and then we will move on to the geography, the topography. So as far as the economy, they are #1 in agriculture. Also, their wine industry is one of the tops in the world, healthcare, transportation, and real estate. But back to agriculture, they're #1 in the United States, and they're very profitable in the billions in dairy, almonds, grape, cattle, and strawberries. They're #1 in the United States in all of those. And it's a billion-dollar industry as well. So I'm going to show you a little graphic here. You always hear about California almonds, California grapes for the wining industry, and many other things. California, these are all fruits and vegetables grown in California. Right here. I always point the wrong freaking direction, huh? Whoops. Okay, so yeah, right over here. And they're known to have, really sunny seasons. San Diego, there's California is one of the warmest, nicest weather issues in the country. Okay? Weather issues. I'm kind of like off, right? Anyways, I think I'm concentrating on the graphics too much. So, the major cities in California. Well, the second largest city in the United States is Los Angeles, and that is, surprise, located in California. Los Angeles was a small farming community up until Hollywood started making movies there in the late 1800s. And the reason for that, the reason they went to Hollywood is because there is a lot of sunshine in Southern California, but also Thomas Edison had a monopoly and was a very notoriously hard to work with, and that copyrights everywhere on the East Coast, from Florida to New York, and from Florida to Maine, actually. And so his competition basically went out to Hollywood, to California, and started the whole movie industry out there, while Edison was left in New York and on the East Coast with his movie industry as well. So you see who really won there. California and Los Angeles became the top movie industry in the world. Well, we talk about San Diego. San Diego Zoo, one of the most popular zoos in the United States. Hey Google, Volume 10. Hey Google, tell us about the San Diego Zoo.
According to Wikipedia, the San Diego Zoo is a zoo in Balboa Park, San Diego, California, housing over 12,000 animals of more than 650 species and subspecies and 100 acres of Balboa Park leased from the city of San Diego.
Okay, hey Google, pause. Well, that wasn't very interesting, but they do have a lot of rare animals in the San Diego Zoo, which you can't find anywhere else. San Diego's...
Sorry, I didn't understand.
Hey Google. Be quiet, please. If I was to live anywhere in California, any city in California, it would probably be San Diego. Hey Google, pause. Pause, please. The population of San Diego in the city is 1.4 million. The metro area is 3.3 million. You see that throughout. Like I said, Sacramento has a population metro area of 2.5 million. There's people everywhere in California. There are some spots that are sparsely populated. I lived in Humboldt County, California, which has the towns of Eureka and Arcata. Eureka, California is actually the motto of California. Eureka means
SJ the mermaid said, La Jolla near San Diego is nice.
Okay. But yeah, Eureka is the official state motto of California, and that just means I found it. The nicknames of California, of course, the most common nickname is the Golden State, but it's also known as the land of milk and honey. And if you haven't ever had milk and honey,
La Jolla is big dollar.
it's a delicious drink. All right. Other things about California. We talked about San Diego. We talked about the population, Sacramento. California has a large population, and most of that developed in the last 50 years. The population in California has jumped 10 to 20 million just in the last 10 years. That's according to the most recent census numbers. And no, those are the previous census numbers. It's actually lost people on the recent census. But overall, 1 in 4 residents of California are born in another country. So if you're an immigrant in the United States, there's a good chance that you live in California. All right, some more fun facts about California. People started moving there really during the gold rush. And I'll show you the gold rush stamp. This is the famous gold rush stamp of the United States. They started moving to the Bay Area. You know, the San Francisco 49ers, they get their name from the 1849 gold rush. And that's when people really started, settlers really started moving to California. It was extremely sparsely populated before that. I believe California became a state in 1850, and that's also the year the elevator was invented. I remember a girl that anyways. What was the code? Okay. Hey Google, when did California become a state? I think 1850.
California was granted statehood on the 9th of September 1850.
Yes. I told you. And hey Google, when was the elevator invented?
Here's what I understood from the website thoughtco.com. The first one was built by the German inventor Werner von Siemens in 1880. Do you want a little more context?
Fuck you, you're wrong. It's 1850. Alright. Anyways, it's about the same time.
Well, I am still learning. What should we fix?
I was just kidding around. I didn't mean that. I'm sorry, Google. Alright, sorry for cursing.
Okay, thanks for the feedback.
Alright, just stop talking now for a minute. Can you do that? Alright, so, we're learning about, we went over, we were talking about the Bay Area, the 49ers. And people started moving there in 1849. There's 5 areas of the Bay Area. There's North Bay, South Bay, West Bay, East Bay, and the Peninsula. North Bay, shout out to Lita, is Marin and Newport County. Hey Google, what counties are in North Bay, California? Napalm County? What is it?
U.S. counties frequently mentioned on the web include Sonoma County, Marin County, and Napa County.
Napa County. So there's Napa County. Those are all in North Bay, and that's the least urban of any of the parts of the Bay Area. So if you're going to live in the Bay Area, the best part is the North Bay. There's also the Peninsula. There's 5 parts of the Bay: the North Bay, the South Bay, the West Bay, the East Bay, and the Peninsula. The Peninsula consists of towns like Belmont, Daly City, Los Altos, and Menlo Park. All of those are it goes under the water, and it takes you, you can go from Oakland or Berkeley to San Francisco, and it's the best way to travel. It's a little complicated, once you get the hang of it. I lived in Berkeley for a short period of time on 2 different occasions. There's a chapter in my first book, Gonzo Education, called Berkeley or Bust, and there's a chapter in my second book called Berkeley or Bust, Part 2. The first time, it took place in the year 2000, 21 years ago. And the second time took place in the year 2014. So I visited Berkeley and lived there briefly, and then I went back 14 years later as well, and and that's in my second book, which is coming out next year. All right, so yeah, the Bay Area, the South Bay, that's San Jose and Silicon Valley, and then the East Bay, like I said, is Oakland and Berkeley. West Bay is the whole city of San Francisco. All right, what else? We went over LA, Sacramento, the Bay Area, San Diego. Palm Springs is known for to be a wealthy person's reason. And then I mentioned Humboldt County.
RSJ the Mermaid said, for 760.
In California, Southern California, and there's a big difference between the two. Right now I showed you the Hollywood sign, but right now in the corner I'm going to show you a picture. Northern California, you have cooler climate, and Southern California, you have warmer climate. This right here is a an evergreen pine tree. So they're in Northern California. While we're talking about universities and private universities, the best number one private university in Southern California is USC. Now, I don't think I have a image of USC, but this is a few different pictures of USC. They actually had a few different famous football games against my alma mater, which is University of Texas. The number one public school in the state of California is UCLA. UCLA is located in LA, and it has about 50,000 students there. However, Berkeley is also a public school. UCLA is University of California, Los Angeles, and Berkeley is University of California, Berkeley. So we talked about colleges and universities in yesterday's class when we learned about Florida, but California actually has Florida trumped with the amount of universities. So California doesn't just have the California university system like UCLA or UCLA Berkeley or UCLA San Francisco or UC San Francisco or UC Berkeley. They also have UC State, so they'll have like UC State Fresno or UC State LA, and so they have the University of California State and the University of California. So there's so many different schools there. Also, one of the very top technical schools in the United States, California Institute of Technology, is also located in California. If you had to pick one school on the West Coast that is the top school, it would either be the California Technical Institute right here or Stanford University right there. To put it into perspective how selective it is, Stanford generally has almost about 10,000 students. And all these other schools, UCLA and even Berkeley, UC Berkeley, they have about 50,000 students. So it's very hard to get into Stanford. It's one of the most selective schools in the United States. Basically, there is like a club, if you weren't aware. Like if you want to be president in the United States, Trump was an anomaly. But every other president in the United States had either, in the last 50 years or something like that, had either graduated from Harvard or Yale. And that goes back to Obama and George W. Bush and George H.W. Bush. So yeah, a lot of just about every other president. So it's like a club, and if you're in the club, you can be president. So that's why Trump was an anomaly. But I bring that up because Stanford is the only other school where it has produced famous governors and also famous politicians, and it is a club. If you want to get into the skull and bones, then and you don't want to leave the West Coast. If you want to join in the secret societies, Stanford's your best bet. Either Stanford or USC, but still USC. It's a private school, but it's a very generous private school that has a student body of a public university, almost 50,000. So, all right, so we went over different cities of California. We went over different industries, different agriculture, different schools. What are some inventions from California? Well, I'm looking forward to the food part of the lecture here that's coming up in a minute. I can tell you that California invented Cobb Salad. They invented fast food, In-N-Out Burger. There's so many fast food restaurants. They're number one in fast food. And they also invented sourdough, believe it or not. What's some more interesting things about California? They had the first supersonic flight that happened in about 1950, right when they were developing different kinds of rockets, and they were able to beat the sound barrier. That happened in California. Some things about history that I talk about the 1849 gold rush. One thing is California has a very dark history during World War II. Well, dark and positive. One thing about World War II is California produced more boats and ships than any other part of the world. And one reason why the United States was so successful during World War II is because of the amount of production that they had. And that was basically by the hands of women. You hear the, you've seen the picture of Rosie the Riveter, and while men were off fighting in the wars, a lot of women in California were working at the plants building airplanes and ships. So that is a positive note. However, during the war, the United States also issued internment camps for the Japanese, and they weren't treated as harshly as they weren't treated as bad as they were in the flex for Rosie the Riveter, right? If you're familiar with the Rosie the Riveter, it's her flexing, and she's got a bandana on. It's a famous image. A lot of people have got it as a tattoo too. But yeah, that's where that comes from, Rosie the Riveter. However, the dark side of California during World War II is the amount of internment camps and the anti-Asian sentiment that had happened all around California at that time, because California had the majority of Asians of any other part of the United States, in particularly the Bay Area. And even though they weren't involved in the conflict, and a lot of them were born in the United States but had residence in Japan and had Japanese ancestry, they were forced into these internment camps. And like I said, they weren't as bad as the camps in Germany or in Russia during that time. However, it's something that would not happen in today, and it's a dark part of American history as well that should be acknowledged to prevent anything like that to happening again. We don't want to, I'm against all sort of segregation of any race, and that's an example of where groupthink and hysteria can cause people to be tribal, select tribes, and go after a particular race, and initiate one race preferred over the other. And that's something that I'm increasingly against, especially in this day and age in 2021. And I can just side with Martin Luther King's teachings, and you don't judge a man by the color of his skin, you judge them by their character and their behavior. So. Alright, so that's all I have to say about that. Nature. California has some of the top nature. I hardly covered any nature in today's lecture, so I'm going to make sure to cover that tomorrow, like things like Redwood National Park. We did cover Mount Whitney, but Redwood National Park, I do have some pictures of Redwood National Park. Some of the oldest trees and oldest living creatures are located in California, including a tree called Methuselah,
SJ the mermaid,
which is 4,000 years old.
The most ecologically diverse state.
Yes, the most ecologically diverse state as well. There's a tree there, and it's in Redwood Forest. It's named after the biblical character Methuselah,
Jason Castro's
who lived to be about 4,000.
Mr. G, how do I get my Dungeness
I'm not familiar with the exact age, but I believe this tree in Northern California, an ancient redwood tree, or I'm not sure if it's a redwood even. It's named Methuselah, and I think somebody might have burned it down recently or something. But it was over 4,000 years old. I remember learning about that. Let's see what Google has to say. Hey Google, how old is the oldest tree in California? Hey Google, this tree, Methuselah?
4,789 years old. On the website USDA.gov, they say, over 4,789 years old, the age of Methuselah was determined by the measurement of core samples taken in 1957.
4,798 years old. What were you guys doing 4,798 years ago?
Said, well, that is crazy.
Humans were coming out of the trees 4,000 years ago. The United States was, 10,000 years ago is when the United States first started having Native Americans. The very first people in California came about 10,000 years ago. So this tree has seen everything, right? It really puts things in perspective on how it's a miracle that we even exist. It's a miracle that our sperm, our parents' sperm, father's sperm found our mother's egg, and that we're all here on a speck of dust on the corner of the Milky
Mr.
Way.
G, Moses, and Keanu packages to 1117.
So it's a miracle we all exist. We all should be
PO
nice
Box
to each other,
37305 Honolulu,
right?
Hawaii 96823.
Let's make the best of this because, like I said, it's a miracle that we're here.
Said. Another interesting wildlife fact. The upper elevations of San Diego County have the highest concentrations of tarantulas in the country long.
Oh,
and the
really?
same area was also inhabited by the Clovis people, one of the oldest known civilizations.
Yes, the Clovis people. I learned about them recently on Joe Rogan. Let's go with some more fun facts. Just some quick fun facts, and then I'll come right back here. Let's come right back. Well, I'm not going anywhere, but let's just go with some fun facts here about California and California's agriculture. Okay, so let's go. Oops, I keep on pressing the wrong button. I'm sorry. All right, there we go. All right, California agriculture here. So, I actually can't see it. Okay, there we go. Okay, so California overview. There's a lot of farms in California. 77, more than 77,000. One of the farms is 334
Mr.G,
acres.
the mermaid, said, #1 in agriculture.
Yeah. And a third of U.S. vegetable production originates in California. Can you believe that? 36% of the land is devoted to flood irrigation. So yeah, if you ever go to California, it's the #1 place for that. I keep on having for lack of a better term, brain farts today. I mean, I don't know what the deal is. Here, I'm back now. All right, so if you want to join the classroom Instagram, it's Mr.G live stream. It's on the screen right there. And like I said, you guys have been a wonderful class tonight, especially Countryman and Mrs. J. And we are going to, I hope all of you join us for tonight's class as well, which is going to be with Mr. JR. And I'm sure he's going to have a really fun time as well. All right, so continuing on with the wonderful state of California. What have we not gone over? Should we start in the food?
Mr. G's Instagram for class https://www.instagram.com/moglivestream/.
Thank you, Mrs. J. Yeah, click the link, follow there. That's that Instagram is strictly for classroom uploads. I'm not. All my other cat pictures I put on my other Instagram. So if you're interested in learning and you're interested in bettering yourself, this is the stream. You're in the right place. All right. So we went over. I'm looking forward to food. We're going to go over the food, and I think this will be it for California. And tomorrow we're going to go over Texas. Do we have any questions? We mentioned the Mojave Desert. They get about 5 centimeters of rain per year. And we mentioned Mount Whitney. It's the highest point in the United States, about 4,000 feet. There is so much more California that I'm leaving out. There's the Northern California, there's the Sierra Nevadas, the Donner Party, a lot of stuff in California.
Mr.G, the mermaid, said,
this class isn't
I
going
live in the
anywhere.
Mojave Desert. Mr.G, the mermaid, said, * lived.
Cool.
Countryman, said,
Another interesting fact, Mount Shasta, the stratovolcano in the northeast corner, can completely explode like Mount St. Helens did at any moment long.
Interesting.
Nightbot, said,
Help Mr. G with a donation through Stream
So,
Elements, https://
I'll show you this graph in the corner here. It's an interesting graph. This is wealth distribution
lectureman,
in
said,
California.
Yeah, I had a question.
Mr.G, the mermaid,
Save questions for the
said,
end.
don't get banned.
Yeah, well, the hottest place on Earth is in the Mojave Desert. I believe it's called Furnace Creek, and the hottest
Lectureman,
temperature ever recorded
said,
was
How do I get
133
my damn
degrees.
dink sunked?
Stream Elements,
Well,
said,
sometimes, you know, you just gotta be a little
https://merch.streamelements.com/mrg.
anyways, you could try to do it yourself, you know, but you might hurt your neck. Okay, so that's about it from California. Where I think we're going to go into the California foods, and tomorrow we're going to learn about Texas. Next week we're going to do Hawaii and Alaska. And then I have not decided whether or not we're going to start right back with Arizona and go over all 50 states again. And in fact, we'll probably do maybe Puerto Rico and Washington, D.C., and then we'll start back with Arizona and do all 50 states again. I also need to put more ink into my printer so we can have some nice fresh printouts for the chalkboard, printouts of the states and different iconic state images as well. This graph that I'm showing you on the board here, this is wealth distribution in California. And so you can see here there's a couple counties where people make the average wealth is over $100,000 per person, and that's located in the Bay Area. You know, it's South Bay Area, like I mentioned. That's where San Jose and Silicon Valley is. So if you notice South Bay and North Bay is when Napa County and Marion County is. These are the most expensive parts of the Bay Area. So if you're going to visit the Bay Area and you want to go to the safe parts, stick with the green and the blue, all right? You go over the other areas, it might get a little rough. No, but overall in California, a lot of the most inexpensive places are the middle of the state.
Lived in San Jose and Hollister too.
You know the way to San Jose?
Said.
He mentioned San Bernardino is the largest county in the country. It is, since
Oh,
Alaska
yes.
and Louisiana are the only two states without counties, so they do not count.
Yes, San Bernardino County is the largest county in the United States. That's 100% right. And also LA is the second most populous city in the United States. Thank you for
MRSJ the Mermaid
reminding me there.
said. Was in SB County for decades.
Thank you for reminding me, Countryman. That's an important fact.
It's bigger than New Jersey too long.
Because over the last two classes, we have learned about the four of the most populous counties in the United States, and they're four of the most dangerous counties as well. San Bernardino County, Miami-Dade County, Miami Broward County, and Miami Palm Beach County. Pfft, Jeopardy! I can sing it, Jeopardy! Okay, never mind. I don't want to go on Jeopardy anymore, alright? Anyways, I'm just happy I remembered it. So let's learn about the foods of California, and tomorrow we're going to learn all about Texas. Thank you all for being here today, especially all the moderators, especially Mrs. J, especially Countryman. You guys really make these classes possible, and I make them interesting, you know. No, I'm just kidding. No, but you guys make it possible. I wouldn't be able to do it without you because of the number of... But anyways, we're going to learn about the foods.
Said. I expect there will be some avocado.
Yeah, we'll learn about the foods.
MRSJ the Mermaid said. Much love, G. Nightbot.
Thank you, Mrs. J.
You can send Mr. G, Moses, and Keanu packages to 1117.
So first up, I didn't know California invented this. I thought I invented avocado toast. Avocado toast, I make deliciously. It's the easiest thing to make. If you've never made avocado toast, but actually I've been eating avocado toast since I was born, basically, right? So I basically did it. So first up we have avocado toast, but let's see what the Food Network says about it. Mr. G, he's a fabulous teacher, and I was dreaming. Oh, hey, guys, I didn't see you there. Actually, I did. I've been waiting for you. Well, why would it just stop when I start the slideshow? I don't freaking know. The odds of that just happening naturally, I ain't buying it. And they shouldn't be selling it either. No, but seriously, let's go and start the food slideshow. Up first we have avocado toast. And thank you all. Oh, thanks for the subscriber today too, whoever subscribed as well. So, I'll get all those fixed up. We got a lot of tech going on here. We got a lot of lights going on. We got a lot of computers. I still have to do some work on my desktop computer. But I am providing you guys class and content every day. Thank you guys for being here. You're in the right spot. You're going to learn something today. And right before I have a delicious lunch, I'm going to learn something as well, because we're going to go over California Try some avocado toast because it's supposed to be really good. Green fruit into an everlasting fad. Excuse me. Aside from the ubiquitous guacamole throughout the state, avocado shows up in everything from burgers to ice cream. But one of the most popular ways to enjoy avocados is mashed high on top of toast. There are endless ways to modify avocado toast topped with caviar, feta, radishes, and then some. But keeping it simple can be just as delicious. Alright, avocado toast. That's something that I really like. I think everything on this California menu I'm pretty cool with. Up next we have, I don't know how to pronounce this correctly. I think it's Cipollino. Alright, the waterfront city of San Francisco is a fount of classic seafood dishes. And Cipollino is one of the most iconic. The fish stew is usually made with a collection of Pacific caught fare, including any mix and match of squid, Dungeness crab, mussels, clams, and whitefish with a tomato and wine sauce base. It's only natural to order the Italian-American dish in North Beach, San Francisco's Little Italy neighborhood, where the stew was supposedly invented.
With a donation through Stream Elements, https://streamelements.com/mrg_live/tip.
Alright, up next is something that I had the last time I was in California for the first time, and I really want another one too. And that's In-N-Out Double Double. And I think I got it animal style or something like that. But while In-N-Out may now exist in other states, it remains a cherished piece of California history, dating back to 1948, when Harry Snyder opened the state's first drive-thru burger stand. The Double Double didn't come around until the 1960s for a whopping 60 cents per burger, but it has become such an institution that it now rocks its own registered trademark. The hefty burger is made up of 2 American beef patties, free of additives, fillers, and preservatives, 2 slices of American cheese, a slice of tomato, crisp lettuce, and some Thousand Island-esque dressing called its spread on a freshly baked bun. Don't forget the fries. Alright, so you guys eat double doubles? Peach, what are you doing in here? I'm sorry, I don't want to yell, but you can't be in here. You get in trouble. Alright, up next, we have fish tacos. Yummy. Now, according to foodnetwork.com, Californians are all about the fish taco, and sunny San Diego is a great place to find out why. The beach city has easy access to the Pacific's bounty with the culinary influence of nearby Baja. It's possible to eat fish tacos for every meal. For those with only time or room for one stop, should head to Blue Water Seafood Market and Grill. Customers can choose from fresh, seasonal catches like red snapper, jumbo scallops, and soft shell crab.
I do like fish tacos despite not being a big seafood fan.
Yeah. Fish tacos have really become popular in the last 10 years, I'd say. Alright, up next we have garlic ice cream. Now I like garlic and I like ice cream. Peach! Scram! But I've never had the two. Now, Californians grow about 90% of the country's garlic, and Gilroy is at the heart of that production. Once you drive through Gilroy, California, you'll understand why it's dubbed the garlic capital of the world. The town is fragrant with a pungent smell. The city even hosts an annual garlic festival every summer. Garlic may usually fall into the savory foods category, but not in Gilroy. The ingredient gets its time to shine in desserts from ice cream. Try the regional delicacy at Garlic City Cafe. Garlic ice cream. Now that's something, huh? Alright, up next, we have, how do you pronounce this?
MRSJ the Mermaid
Abodaba?
said, "That's where I first lived until I was 5.
Yeah? Cool. So did it smell like garlic, Mrs. J? Adobada tacos. Whether you're staying in Fresno or just driving through, it's mandatory to break for tacos. Fortunately, you don't have to venture far to find a good taco in the 559. The city is teeming with incredible mom and pop taquerias like Chinatown legend La Elegante Taqueria. Seating here is limited, but the tacos are worth the wait. Post up on the counter for the best view of La Elegante's master cooks flipping tortas and tortillas on the griddle. Order a few different tacos, but don't miss the abodaba, a chili braised pork. A horchata comes in handy to cool down this fiercely spicy taco.
1117 New Avenue. PO Box 37305 Honolulu, Hawaii 96823.
Alright, so you guys ever had that? I think I've actually had that. So, one other thing that California is known for is their apple pie. Now, it's probably a good sign that the smell of apple pie wafts through your car in Santa Isabel before you even roll down any windows. The tiny town is home to Julian Pie Company, a haven for apple pie enthusiasts and fans of good things in general. The family-owned operation started in 1986 when founder Liz Smothers began staking her claim to the pie business. 3 years later, the family bought an apple farm and planted 17,000 trees to call them down. Today, you'll be hard-pressed to find a better apple pie. The most popular is the crumb-top Dutch apple, but the signature or original apple amazes with its simple perfection. Don't forget to order your slice a la mode with ice cream. Wow, so you've actually had this, huh, Mrs. J? What did you think? Pretty good? This is a famous place in Julian's Pie Company, and that's in Santa Isabel, I believe on the coast there in California. Alright, so up next we have a dish that's really popular in Hawaii as well.
RSJ the Mermaid said, yes.
And that's
I love
Korean
being there and it's
barbecue.
fantastic.
Alright. Korean barbecue, there's Korean barbecue places all around Hawaii, but I think California is a little bit different than we do it here. California boasts the largest population of Koreans in America, making it one of the best places outside Korea for Korean food. A traditional Korean barbecue feast featuring colorful side dishes called banchin will start the meal with the most bang for your buck. At Hanjip in Culver City, Chief Chris O serves a menu that will satisfy various Korean cravings. Beyond barbecue, the seafood pancakes and gooey gochujang glazed pork belly steam buns are excellent. So, Korean barbecue, it's something that I really need to try. I haven't really had very much of it. I think I had it once. Alright, up next is we have something that I have had a lot of, is fried chicken sandwich.
The new batches hip hop champ check it out.
Now, residents of Oakland are blessed with fantastic fried chicken options, including Bake Sale Betty and Temescal. The tiny shop has amassed a cult following, which means there's likely a line regardless of time of day. Fortunately, that line moves quickly, thanks to the Bake Sale Betty's team's efficient assembly line. Once you reach the register and get your hands on a chicken sandwich of your own, and a freshly baked cookie too, enjoy your well-earned lunch outside of a sidewalk table. The sandwich is worth the wait. The perfectly breaded chicken is both plump and juicy, with coleslaw balancing the fried flavor. Crisp cabbage, jalapeno, and red onion and parsley add spice to go with the crunch. Wow, that looks really good. I've never had a chicken sandwich with coleslaw. I've always had it on the side. Now, up next we have a trip tip. And I always thought that was a Latino dish, but according to the Food Network, California's claim to barbecue fame comes from locals' mastery of a lesser-known cut, a tri-tip. A small but mighty muscle, tri-tip, also known as the Santa Maria steak, may be best enjoyed grilled to medium rare and stuffed inside a French roll. This is just how you'll find it at a fireside grill in San Luis Obispo. The tri-tip sandwich works as a standalone meal, but it's even better with a side or a basket of seasoned fries. Wow, that looks good. That's what I call a steak sandwich, a tri-tip.
RSJ the Mermaid.
Once again, I've had the
They made French sticks out of tri-tip.
I've had the fan on the whole time. Let's go ahead and turn it off. You can hear the mic better now. So Cobb Salad is what we have next. Cobb Salad is a California invention. And the Cobb Salad is a delicious compromise for people who don't feel like eating a salad but don't want to get in their leafy greens. Traditionally made up of lettuce, bacon, tomato, hard-boiled egg, avocado, cheese, and red wine vinaigrette. The Cobb may not be the healthiest salad, but it's one of the heartiest. The Cobb's Los Angeles roots make it a California must. Fundamental LA is a quintessential Los Angeles lunch spot, flooded with natural light and offering one of the best Cobb salads in town, dubbed the Cobb. Fundamental iteration of the classic California salad mixes the chicken, but offers applewood smoked bacon, balsamic vinegar, blue cheese, and a massive avocado. The restaurant is equipped with a stacked by-the-glass wine list, so you should know what type of wine you would like before you order. All right, up next we have the Carnitas Burrito, and this is something that I've had in South Texas and amongst other places. In California, Southern California is known to have really good Mexican food, and Northern California, not so much. But the Carnitas Burrito, every California has his or her own idea of what city or taqueria makes the state's best burrito. It would be impossible to dub one spot the best, but La Taqueria in San Francisco's Mission District may have a pretty good shot at earning the best nods. In 2014, Anna Maria and statistician Nate Silver released a report on America's best burritos that named La Taqueria Carnitas Burrito #1 after sampling 84 of the United States' best burritos. Wow. Based on a pool of 67,391 different burritos. Wow. So they might actually be the best burrito. The Mission-style foil-wrapped burrito includes rice, but includes plenty of shredded meat inside a chewy flour tortilla. So a statistician went out and found the best burrito, right? All right, so up next we have, crispy tacos. We'll stick with the Mexican food here, and then we'll go back. All right, crispy tacos. Crispy tacos are not what you'd call authentic Mexican fare. Nicknamed gabacho tacos, they're an Americanized taco variety whose popularity may have been proliferated by fast food joints. Now a Mexican-American staple, the crispy taco can be found all over the country with its beef, shredded lettuce, tomatoes, and cheese. Southern California is home to endless essential crispy taco spots like Taco Fiesta in Los Angeles. About $4 will get you 2 hard-shelled beauties at this Highland Park haunt. So yeah, those are crispy tacos. Whoa, sorry about that. All right, up next we have the carne asada burrito. Sticking with the Mexican theme. Mexican food, my favorite kind of food is Mexican food, if you weren't aware. Yes, this is another burrito. It's different from the other carnes burrito. You can't eat around California and not get your hands on multiple types of burritos. Slide into a booth aglow with colorful strings of light at Casa Vega, a carnivorous 60-year-old Southern California institution in Sherman Oaks, California. Here, you can feast on the restaurant's mammoth carne asada burrito, complete with chunky pico de gallo, fresh guacamole, and refried beans. That looks delicious. Getting your carne asada fix at Casa Vega also checks a box for another California tradition, celebrity spotting. It's not uncommon to spot reality TV stars in the shadows of this low-key hideout. Who the hell would want to spot a reality TV star?
RSJ the Mermaid said, I'm a chimichanga fan.
Yeah? I'm really hungry. So I think I might order some food. I'm so hungry, actually. I might order some Mexican food. Up next, this looks even delicious. This looks great as well. Clam chowder. So while the coastline is blanketed in the thick marine layer and chilly seaside breeze rolls in, there may be no better respite than a bowl of clam chowder. Throw the chunky, hearty soup into a sourdough bread bowl. Sourdough was invented in California. And you've got another California classic. San Francisco may be the most obvious choice to dip into a bread bowl, but there are other coastal towns that excel at clam chowder. In Monterey, California, for instance, Old Fisherman's Grotto sits right on the pier and serves some of the city's best chowder. The beach and ocean views pair perfectly with the seafood comfort food. Clam chowder, that's the best food on a rainy day, is it not? All right, up next we have another comfort food. This is a French dip sandwich. So don't get thrown off by the name, but the French dip sandwich is an American classic that originated in sunny Los Angeles. The sandwich is simple. Thinly sliced roast beef is piled generously inside a French roll that has been dipped in beef just from the meat roasting process. Head to Phillips on the outskirts of Los Angeles' Chinatown for a taste of history from the source. Legend has it that Felipe's original owner, French immigrant Philippe Mathieu, invented the sandwich in 1918 by accident. What started off as a mistake has become an LA staple. Just like Felipe's sandwich, the restaurant itself is simple but solid. Guests order from a long counter, and the food is served on no-frills paper plates. Don't forget to use some of Felipe's hot mustard, almost as famous as the dip itself, available on every table to add an extra kick. Yeah, I love those kind of sandwiches too, Mrs. J. Those are so delicious. All right, up next we have a Hangtown fry. Now, I don't know what this is, but looking at it, I think I've made this myself. So a Hangtown fry is probably not going to be the most delicious item on this list, but it is a California classic. The dish dates back to the gold rush when fortune-seeking 49ers were prospecting out west. Legend has it, as printed on the Buttercup Pantry menu, that one such prospector came into Placerville and ordered the kitchen to make him the most expensive meal possible. The result was the Hangtown fry, an egg scramble complete with oysters, bacon, and onions. Buttercup Pantry adds melted cheese on top along with a disclaimer to eat the dish at your own risk, as some people enjoy it and others hate it. Whether or not the unique blend of flavors suits your palate, you get a taste of California history. So, that's something I don't think any of us have had, the Hangtown fry. It's like potatoes and eggs and oysters. Now, up next we have a cruffin. Now, New York may dominate the hybrid pastry craze, but San Francisco holds claim to the now famous cruffin, a mashup of croissant and muffin filled with a creamy center. Mr. Holmes Bakehouse introduced the creation to the masses in 2014 and continues to draw lines daily out the door for the photogenic baked good. Line up early because they sell out daily. Wow. Have you ever had a cruffin, Mrs. J? That's something that I would really like, my sweet tooth. Now, I'm not even going to try to pronounce this next dish, but it's a Chinese food. According to FoodNetwork.com, California is lucky to have some of the best Chinese food out of Shanghai. The San Gabriel Valley is the epicenter of that good fortune. The San Gabriel Valley is nationally renowned for its abundance of high-quality, authentic Chinese food restaurants. SGV is a dim sum mecca, and it's wise to make a pilgrimage to the Shanghai Dumpling House at least once in your life for excellent zhou o lo bao, aka soup dumpling. So that's what this is. It's a soup dumpling. Shanghai Dumpling House juicy dumplings have some of the thinnest skin in the business that require very delicate handling. You'll enjoy the challenge. So those are soup dumplings. That must be the Chinese word for it. All right, we just have a couple more things here. Up next, we have Santa Barbara prawns. Seem to be a popular dish in California. Santa Barbara prawns. Actually, we're going to skip the prawns, actually. We're going to go straight to grilled corn. So, if you thought corn was just a Midwest staple, think again. One of California's most cherished street food classics is Mexican grilled corn, or elote. Boiled or grilled corn on the cob gets smothered with butter, cheese, mayonnaise, lemon, or lime, and salt for the perfect combination of textures and flavor. Downtown LA offers an elevated grilled corn using fresh local ingredients like chili butter. The taqueria uses another California must-try, Brentwood corn, when it's in season. All right, so grilled corn, popular street food. Another food, not a street food, Dungeness crab. Now this looks delicious with the avocado on top. San Franciscans rejoice at the start of Dungeness crab season in April in a way similar to how the French welcome Bonjour Nouveau in November. The West Coast dwelling crab offers sweet meat people crave year-round. San Francisco seafood institution Farallon offers Dungeness crab seekers a unique under-the-sea inspired dining experience unlike anything else. Giant jellyfish hang from the ceiling. A spiral staircase is encrusted with shimmering caviar. With a focus on local produce and sustainable sourced seafood, Farallon is a choice spot to enjoy fresh Dungeness crab, whether you get it on a platter or on toast. So that sounds like a really fancy restaurant there, Farallon's in San Francisco. All right, so another street food, just a couple more foods. Lemonade ice pop. California is a citrus staple, is the citrus capital, and the vitamin C packed produce gets put to good use throughout the state. Up to about 1,200 feet in elevation, Angora Lakes Resort in South Lake Tahoe, I didn't even mention Lake Tahoe today, has been serving fresh squeezed lemons and lemonade ice pops made from California lemons since it opened in 1920s. These lemonade pops are not easily obtained treats, as cars are not allowed to drive up the final stretch of the winding mountain dirt road to reach the resort. Instead, you have to hike your way to the famous icy streets. The pops and experiencing the beauty of Angora Lake are well worth the steep climb. Wow, so this is actually a dessert that you have to work towards. You can't just drive up and get it. You have to hike a mountain to get it. All right, up next we have Maple Bar Donuts. I thought that was something everywhere, but the Maple Bar, rectangular Long John donut slathered with maple icing, is the West Coast's claim to deep-fried breakfast fame. While the sweet delicacy can be found up and down the Pacific Coast, Los Angeles is a serious donut hub, and the city is credited with changing the spelling from donut, D-O-U-G-H-N-U-T, to donut, D-O-N-U-T, in the 1920s. Step back in time by venturing into downtown LA, where the architecture of the 1920s still reigns.
The maple taste just isn't good.
Yeah, I've never been a fan. Sometimes they have bacon on them too, I guess, right? All right, just a couple more. Fried pizza. Everybody loves pizza, but have you had fried pizza? Well, according to foodnetwork.com, there aren't many spots outside of Italy to find fried pizza, making A16 Rock Ridge a must-try California food. Fried dough with smoked tomato sauce, filo de latte mozzarella, and basil is served whole and piping hot right out of a wood-burning stove. Diners at this Oakland restaurant are given a pair of pizza shears, basically pizza-specific scissors, to cut slices as ready. Wow, so you just cut your slice off, which keeps the pie hot as long as possible. That's the most important thing with every pizza too, is it not? You keep the pizza hot. That's why all the major pizza companies have those special pizza bags that keeps the pizzas hot, right? The Montanera goes well with some house-made Calabrian chili, but don't forget a selection of wine from the 23-page wine list. So, many different kinds of wine. All right, just two more things. Last,
58,800.
we have a uni.
Said, are you very late to class, but I made it.
Okay, Cody. Up next, we have uni, also known as sea urchin, which offers a true taste of the Pacific. On the outside, the uni, U-N-I, looks like an oceanic porcupine. Glowing orange inside, the sea urchin meat is a sea salty delicacy
Thumbs up light skin tone.
worshipped around the world. At the Hungry Cat in Santa Barbara, chef and owner David Lentz serves sea urchin in a number of ways, including freshly opened with a garnish of lemon, topped grilled bread, and an ever-changing pasta special. All right, so up next, I went ahead and added something else there, because if you're ever in California, you got to go to Roscoe's, home of chicken and waffles. Now, the South gets a lot of love for its fried chicken, but few places in the world rival Los Angeles for chicken and waffles, especially at Roscoe's House of Chicken and Waffles. Founded by a New Yorker in South Los Angeles in 1975, it has become one of California's most loved fried chicken destinations. The sweet and savory meal has attracted the attention of everyone from Hollywood stars who live nearby to dignitaries from around the world. After President Obama visited Roscoe's for three-wing Country Boy chicken and waffle combo, the restaurant renamed the plate the Obama Special. All right, so there you have it. Cody's favorite chicken and waffles. And I am Mr.G. I hope you guys enjoyed all those delicious foods. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter right there. I tweet every day. That's my preferred social media is Twitter. I hope you guys enjoyed the presentation.
Such a fun trip through California history. Thanks, Mr.
We learned
G,
all
for
about
that
California
fantastic
history.
class.
We didn't get a chance to talk about everything. I wanted to talk about Disneyland. I know Mrs. J loves Disneyland. We didn't get everything, but there's still time. I'm going to continue doing this. I'm going to continue teaching. I really do love doing this. It's something I enjoy doing, and it's something that I'm always going to enjoy doing as long as I'm here. So, I hope you guys, my favorite thing to eat is the In-N-Out burger. This looks so delicious. I want to, I want to eat
J the Mermaid said, Disneyland is reopening tomorrow. Cody
All right, so shout out to Disneyland.
Said, I've only had IHOP and White Castle chicken and waffles. Good stuff though.
Thank you, Cody. Thank you all. I'm going to end the class with the California State song. Excuse me, and some of California's most iconic landmarks. Join us for about the same time tomorrow, a little bit earlier. We're going to learn all about the state of Texas, where I was born and raised and graduated from the University of Texas. So that's going to end the week on Texas, and then next week we'll do Hawaii and Alaska. So thanks everybody for being here, and try to show up on time tomorrow, Cody, if you can make it. If not, make sure to give us a thumbs up and like, and more important, share this stream. Share it with your Twitter. Don't be shy. Share it on Facebook. It's a good, productive, exclusive deal for you and me. What does that even mean? I don't know. All right, everybody, have a good day. We're going to play the California State song, and there will be another class later this evening. Stay tuned for the later class where Mr. JR has a wonderful lecture for you guys as well. All right, everybody, have a nice night, and we're going to...
Love your fields of yellow grain. I love your summer breezes, and I love when the snow-crowned golden Sierra